Um, and someone actually requested this on Instagram. So if you watch this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Uh, Trying to get to know my story and stuff like that. So if you're new to my channel, welcome and see me become Micah Shawna. And if you're actually been subscribed to my channel for a while, actually thank you. Because without you guys, I wouldn't be motivated to make videos all the time, or try to make videos all the time. Um, so I'm gonna start out with. It all started when I was little. I knew I was different when I was, I think, in elementary or preschool, and I actually thought that girls were more attractive than boys, even though I was dating boys at the time. And that's because I have parents that are uh, religious and stuff like that, and they made us grow up that you have to date, um, like if you're a woman, you have to date a guy. If you're a guy, you have to date a woman. And there was one time that I was young and we were in the road. I really wanted to tell my mom so bad that I was different and I like girls. But she saw two lesbians in the street, which I thought it was really rude of her to say the comment, because we're all human and we deserve to be happy. If that makes you be yourself and you're not something you don't want to be, don't be it. So her comment was is that um, look at those lesbians actually kissing and stuff like that. And um, I forgot how she said it, but it was where it made me realize I needed to stay quiet. Um, because when I was at home, I did have a dress that I hated so much, but I would want to wear it because it had a tie. And it was the only reason why I wanted to wear it. And every time I would ask her where was it that I wanted to wear it, she would say that she didn't know, so I think she threw it away. Um, because I would mention to her for Christmas I wanted boy clothes, boy toys, and stuff like that. I never got it, and she said, "But why would I do that if the doctors told me I had a girl?" So that really hurt me all these years growing up, and I just stopped um, bringing it up to her because I didn't know how to bring it up to her when I was younger and stuff like that. And if she wouldn't have gotten like boy close, it's up to her if she wanted to or not. But she never did. So because of that, I end up being like depressed and stuff like that, and I would keep things to myself, and my mom would never try to see what was wrong or whatever. She never tried to, if I had something that I was interested in, she would never try to like encourage me to actually do it. If I had a hobby, or if it was not a hobby, if it was this. Um, and I found that, like, because I was never gonna get through her head, or my parents, or anyone, it was better to move on and date guys. Even though I was not happy. I was always, how can I say it? Um, Angry. I was angry at life. Like I felt that no one was gonna be there for me. Me growing up, and if I would have brought it up now, like I was even scared to even bring it up. And there was a couple times that um, I do, I did do stuff to make it known to my family that I really wanted to be a boy. But back then, my sister was against it. I guess she didn't understand the reason why I would actually do things differently and stuff like that. And for Christmas, when we were younger, we did get like makeup and stuff. And I did give it to her because I didn't really care for it. I was not a girly girl, and um, in my mind, I wanted to use it as just coloring and stuff like that. Cause I was like, well, if I can get a remote control car or whatever, um, or buy clothes, then I don't care for it. Because one time it was another Christmas and I got a doll and a tea set, which I was like, wow, that's like a punch in the face. So I felt that I had to stay quiet, and there was one time that I came from school, or it was Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. Um, there was something in my mind that came up and said there has to be a surgery for me to be a boy. And I was little. I didn't know there was all the surgeries and stuff like that. And um, now I realize that I was a transgender since I was little, and it kind of sucks because I felt that my family, my entire whole family, like dad's side and mom's side, are like Catholic and Christian. That well, my mom's only Christian, but I had to be based on their beliefs. And I dated men, and after that, I actually had a son with one of the guys, and that didn't work out. Um, thank God, because I would have been so angry of choosing to be with the guy when in real life, or not real life, in reality, I knew I wouldn't have been happy and stuff like that. So there was times that I would mention to boyfriends and stuff like that I wanted to be with a girl, and one of them actually returned me to my parents. And my mom was there, and they talked, and they both made me cry. So he left, and I did my own thing. I told another one, and he started making fun of me. And there was a friend that I thought was a friend. I would tell him that I was dating online, and he would make fun of me and tell me like I was never gonna meet the person because it was a long distance relationship. At the time, I wasn't dating my fiance and stuff, and it kind of sucked because I was looking for friends that I never had and stuff like that, and I was just trying to look for acceptance. I was trying to look for love. Um, you know, People to tell me it's gonna be okay. That no matter what I choose for myself, they'll be there because I'm still human. And if a guy don't make me happy, to just be myself and stuff like that. Well, to this day, I have to deal with the family member still calling me by my grown pronouns, and I feel like I'm not being respected because of that. And you know, people should respect one another, and even though you're not okay with their lifestyle or their choices, we actually, like us in LGBT, have more respect of people, humanity, and stuff like that when it comes to people that are more religious. And I'm not trying to bash out anyone because everyone's different. I met like religious people in the past, and I've told them my story a little bit, and they say that they're truly sorry that not everyone's like that. And it's good to hear when you actually hear someone that's Christian that accepts the LGBT, and they tell me that love has no gender. And I just wish that I could hear it from family members, because I know there's people in the past telling me that's disgusting and it's out of the ordinary, or they look down upon me and my fiance. They blame me for my son's actions because he's already 15, going to 16. Um, he's rebellious, and they blame me for my changes. And you know, it shouldn't be that way. Everyone's their own person. I am my own. Shawna's her own self, and my son's his own person. And I just wish I could make people understand that it don't matter who you date. No one knows what God actually feels, because the Bible has been written so many times that you don't know the honest, commandments or whatever. Now, people are gonna bash me out if they ever come to this video and tell me, like, how can you change something that's in the Bible? Well, I've actually heard from people from church that they buy like Bibles and stuff like that, and it says one thing, and then they buy another one that says something else. So I'm not gonna believe what people write here on Earth and stuff like that. I'm only gonna stick to, believing in one thing, and that is God loves everyone. No matter if you're gay, if you're transgender, if you're lesbian, queer, pansexual, whatever, or a cis person. Um, and to be honest, what made me come out of the closet is because I wasn't gonna live a lie or lie to myself or to others that I was into men. Because I was just hurting myself. There was times that I wanted to end my life because of that, and I never tried it, but it was in my mind of making it happen. Um, but what keeps me going now is that I met wonderful people in the community of the LGBTQ, and I realized that you live once, and it's always good to live to your fullest until it's your time to go, you know. And I mean, they haven't gone through stuff, but just seeing transgender women getting killed or whatever, bullied, or stuff like that you like don't want to hear, it makes me realize that it's amazing to actually know all these genders that actually have more respect, you know, and they're like humanity has no respect for others and stuff, and there's a lot of hatred out there, and I just don't want to be that person because of all the trauma I've gone through as a kid and teenager until now that I'm an adult. Become someone with no heart and become cold and actually start hating people because it's not other people's fault. And I just want to tell people out there, um, don't be afraid of who you are. Tell people um, that you know you're not happy with yourself, and I know there's stories out there that you bring it up to your parents or loved ones or whatever, or friends, and you're expecting for better outcome, but it becomes a disaster. But that's when you have to like realize who's gonna be there for you and love you for yourself. And if that person is toxic and stuff like that, you need to move on. If you're a teenager or whatever, you just have to just stay quiet, even though it's not the best. Or just talk to someone that could make you realize you're worthy and stuff like that. Cause I mean, you're unique and you're amazing just to be yourself. And I just want to mention that even though I left a lot of stuff out of this video, I want to tell you guys that it is good to not keep it inside because you're just harming yourself. I know the fear is to bring it up to people and you don't know if they'll kick you out or you'll be like in the streets being homeless and stuff, or you'll have a roof over your head, or who knows. But you need to understand that you can't keep hiding what you are. Oh yeah, and before I go, I do want to mention, there was a story, and it's real. I actually had a friend that was a girl, and I actually had a crush on her, which I'm glad that never worked out, because she backed away from my life because she wanted me to be into like girl stuff. And not that long ago, she told me that the only way she could be my friend is if I was into girl fashion, get married with the actual guy, have kids, do my nails and stuff like that, and that would be the only way for me be her friend. And I told her no way, I wasn't gonna change myself. She wanted to be my friend. She would accept me with my fiance and stuff like that, but she didn't like her and stuff like that. And I just don't understand why people have to be against LGBT when we're not harming anyone. We're not trying to force sex on them or whatever. And but when it comes to me telling her to do something for me and accept the LGBTQ, she didn't want to do it. But I had to change myself to be friends. So I told her, you know what, it's best to actually be acquaintance. Like, like nothing happened, like we didn't even talk. And to this day, I'm glad that I chose that. Because you shouldn't let no one else tell you what to do with your own life. You need to do what makes you happy, what makes you proud. If being in the LGBT, whatever gender you are, you go for it. Um, I just wanted to say that, and hope you guys actually love this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, share, and I hope I inspire someone out there to actually open up and don't be afraid. I mean, I know it's scary, but it's worth it at the end. Alright, till next time.